Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. This is Pastor James coming to you from the Fortress of Solitude here on Old Norcross with this week's midweek check-in. Hope your week has gotten off to a great start. It's a little cooler in the mornings. Had to turn the heat on and get that smell gone when you first turn the heat on. But it's gone, and it's that time of year, isn't it? I don't imagine we're completely through with warmer temperatures, given that this is Georgia. But the cooling off is certainly a welcome thing. Hey, got a lot to get to, so I'm going to jump right in now and let you know about a few things coming up this week. Of course, Wednesdays are for the Wednesday morning Bible study at 10 a.m. as we continue walking through Paul's letters, and we are up to Second Corinthians chapter 6. And I always invite new folks to come along and join us there. It's an in-person event, 10 a.m. on Wednesday mornings. And of course, Wednesday evenings, we've got the 5:15 brown bag dinner and fellowship time, 6 o'clock adult Bible study, which is offered both in person and on Zoom. And if you're ever looking for the videos for that, they are the videos labeled Connections. That's the name of the materials that I'm using to guide us through our studies on Wednesday nights. But that's at 6 o'clock. That's in person Zoom. You can stream it afterward. And then, of course, our chancel choir meets for rehearsal at 7:10 in the choir room. So that's coming up on Wednesday. Thursday, our last session of Thursday Morning Theology with James for 2025 as we wrap up the book, the Old Testament, in 7 sentences. That is, of course, in person and Zoom. We do that in the small fellowship hall. And so that and will be available to stream afterwards. So thank you to those of you that have been following along in the book and watching the videos as they have been coming. Really appreciate you taking time for that. Before I continue on in the schedule, I do want to mention that last week, last Wednesday actually, the annual congregational letter, the invitation to the annual congregational meeting was sent out. And with it, of course, was the 2026 board approved proposed budget for the congregation to give their approval at our congregational meeting, which will be on Sunday, November 16th. But also in that packet, you active members only would have received a minister's evaluation form, one per active member in your family. These are important. We have boxes here at the church for you to turn them back in. There's one down in the small fellowship hall, and there's one in the narthex, the small room off what used to be the front of the sanctuary, but now with the guardrail back of the sanctuary. But there's a box there, and there's a box in the small fellowship hall. And you can also mail those back into the church, and those will go directly to Carol Hanson, our chair of the board. And what will happen with those, if this is your first time, and there's some of you, this will be your first time going through the minister's evaluation forms. You'll take those and fill them out and then return them. And the deadline to get those back in is the 2nd of November, Sunday, November 2nd. The very next Sunday, Lord willing, and Jesus doesn't come back before, right? The elders will get together after Carol has taken them and she has collated them and put it into kind of put all the responses together, gotten all the data together, and made it into one form, and put the comments down as well. They'll get together and they'll talk about them without me in their meeting. And then after they have had their discussion over these, they'll call me in to the elders meeting, and I'll find out whether or not I still have a job, which would be great. But no, in all seriousness, these are very important because there are always things that others can see about the job that I'm doing or not doing that perhaps I may not be as in touch with, I may not be aware of, and some that I may have been disregarding and shouldn't have been disregarding. So I say all of that to say ministers' evaluation forms are important. We take them very, very seriously. The elders will go over them, and then they'll invite me into the room, and we'll discuss them. And the suggestions or deficiencies or the wishes that I might be more attentive in this area or that area, this area or that area. just because you put something on a forum, obviously, I think we all know this, but just by way of reminder, doesn't mean that if you put it on the forum, I'm going to, you know, automatically start doing it. But we take these seriously, and I want you to know that I have benefited in my own ministry here, um, uh, and with and among you from the feedback that we get from the forums. So all of that to say, ministers' evaluations, I'll be reminding you again from the pulpit, and other chances that I get those back in, and thank you in advance for getting those back in. I want to thank you on behalf of the elders, but also from myself. Thank you for doing that. So I did want to make you aware of that. Now, coming up this coming Sunday, the 26th of October, we have a fall festival follow up meeting, and that's going to happen right after worship in the sanctuary. All right. So, like we do sometimes when we have a board meeting um, or a called congregational meeting for something. Just going to invite everybody to kind of move forward in the sanctuary toward the front. Um, and what Jennifer Ginsey is wanting to do there is to follow up from this meeting that we this fall festival, this great fall festival and barbecue we've had. She wants to talk over some of the things that go right, that went right, some things that could be done better, and the future, and moving into the future with future events for this. So I just want to encourage you, if you volunteered in that, if you're interested in it at all, please stay, hang out for that meeting. I know she'll appreciate that, and I will too. So please hang around for that. So that's this coming Sunday. Uh, Speaking of Sundays, a week from this Sunday, my favorite night of the year, daylight savings time, ends on November 2nd. 2 a.m. November 2nd becomes 1 a.m. It's the most wonderful night of the year for me. An extra hour of sleep is really good. So we just want to make you aware of that as well. Not this coming Sunday, but a week from November 2nd is going to be daylight savings time. One more thing for you before I go. Next Wednesday night, October 29th, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. is our annual community trunk retreat. I want to thank Matt Ginsey for agreeing to be our grill master for that night for the hot dogs. Carol and I are all excited. We get to make a Sam's trip. That's always fun. Um, and to pick up the stuffs for that. So we're going to have hot dogs. We're going to have chips. We're going to have juice boxes for the kids. We're going to have waters. Um, we're excited about it and hope you are too. You know, even if you're not going to, even if you're, maybe you're not even going to provide a trunk, but maybe somebody, maybe a family member or a friend is going to provide a trunk. Um, Come on out and hang out with us. Tell your friends, tell your family that have kids that we're having this trunk or treat, and maybe they'll come out and have a good time with us. Right now, the weather looks pretty good. A slight chill in the air next Wednesday, but it's supposed to be clear, so wonderful. And it'll be a rain or shine event. So I know that I'm looking forward to it. Thanks to Carol Hansen for collating the number of trunks we have. She and I are still, arguing about how many we have or don't have. But yeah, it's going to be a great event. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you'll come and just be here with our community members as they come and as we keep their kids up all night. It's going to be a fantastic event, and I hope you'll come and you'll want to be a part of that. I was just going to take a look through this week's chalice, which will be going out tomorrow. Do want to say again, congratulations to Joy Montgomery, Jason's wife and Koa's mama. She passed her citizenship interview and is now an American citizen. So we rejoice with Joy and Jason and Koa, and just grateful for her and that family and their presence with us here. And also, it's down the road a bit, but you might already be thinking about this. The church-wide Thanksgiving meal is going to be Sunday, November 23rd. And so I want to invite you to, if you're going to bring food, many already have on one of our sign-up sheets. And those sign-up sheets, one is in the narthex, the small room off the sanctuary, in the front, and then also downstairs on the Disciples Women's bulletin board, I believe it is. So right there across from the Faith Journey Sunday School class, and you got the library, and then that bulletin board is right there. So I know there's a lot of information in this week's, and there's going to be these midweek check-ins are going to be a little bit longer as we get toward the end of the year because there's a lot that's going to be going on between now and the end of the year. So let me just sign off by saying how much I love you and thank God for you. Um, you are the reason why, Jesus is the reason, of course, but you are the reason. As Paul says, you are my joy, you are my crown. He says that to a congregation that's really getting on his nerves. That is not the case here. I just want you to know how much I love you and appreciate you. And I want to remind you what Tim Keller said, and I think it's good. I think it's just so much good. Shortly before he died, he said that if the resurrection of Jesus Christ is true, then everything is going to be okay. And I think that's something that we can hold on to because I believe it, and I know you do as well. That the resurrection of Jesus Christ is true, then everything is going to be okay. That doesn't mean we don't need to be praying. That doesn't mean we don't need to be concerned. That doesn't mean any of that. But what it does mean is that ultimately, if Jesus has been raised from the dead, it's going to be okay. God bless you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Hope to see you around here on Old Norcross.